Joining me this morning on the news review, Malik Abbas Dabo and Ben Achina Brentio. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning. What's up?
I am blessed. How are you doing?
Good. We still miss Enimwa in Remonaqua.
We still miss Enimwa.
Enimwa is lurking around the corner. She has refused to approach the microphone.
Still recuperating. Get well soon, Enimwa. Get well soon. And I can't wait for that trip we are going to go on tomorrow. The Savannah Safari,
which is on page 21 of the Daily Graphic newspaper. And I think everyone should get the graphic and read the places that we are going to. Exciting trip.
Exciting trip. Makes me feel all kinds of special this morning.
So just get the graphic, page 21. Great stuff in there for you.
So let me announce this now. Tomorrow morning, when you tune into the Super Morning Show, you don't hear my voice, please. I am on the safari in the savannah.
Somewhere in the savannah.
Oh, yes. We all need to cover less sometimes. Anyway, speaking of the Daily Graphic, let's do the front pages of the newspapers.
So let's start with the Chronicle newspaper. Minister weeps at mass graveside where 38 VVIP bus crash victims were buried. Also on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper, as told the baby boy I'm guilty. Pregnant suspect and pregnant in code. Those are the stories on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper.
I have the Daily Heritage. Cyber Ghana urges youth to pursue career in cyber security. I have no magic. Officers aided my jail escape. Robert tells court. We also have merge stabilization and heritage funds to diversify operation. IFS proposes to government. Also, Osikan Peniku II is the rightful Osu Nadu Klote Wolomo. Then Supreme Court slaps Woyome with 6,000 cost.
The New Crusading Guide newspaper, Ghana ready for business. Ekufado courts Maltese investors. Shanzi company fined $50,000. We did this a few days ago. No compensation for 17 dead. NYA National Youth Authority makes impact under Ekufado's government.
The Business Finder, solar energy, US Ghana signed deal over 3,000 schools and 28 first health facilities, to benefit. We also have BOG faces uphill tax in checking CD and inflation. Old Fadama e-waste to create 10,000 jobs, and that's it for the Business Finder.
The Ghanaian Times newspaper has a Shanzi story here as well. President woos Maltese companies to Ghana. 20th anniversary of Asante kicks off in Kumasi. Mixed reactions greet passage of RTI law. UTAC slams Vice Chancellor of UEW, calls for immediate resignation of council chairman.
The Daily Statesman, Methodist fight immoral Yesu Aso festival. Also, MPs up in arms against Bitcoin. 110,000 Ghanaians lose 135 million in cryptocurrency deals.
Achina, you were saying yes or sorry?
Yes or sorry.
Yes or sorry. It's Easter.
Yes or sorry. Yes or sorry. Okay. Lastly, avoid dirty old men. CJ cautioned girls against sex baiting.
The Daily Graphic newspaper, prank calls challenge police emergency operations. The UTAC story is here as well. Cape Coast Hospital in distress threatens to deny NHIS card holders care. Junior Graphic organizes workshop on essay writing. Back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper, phase 1 of Agboglushi e-waste project inaugurated.
Amending with the Daily Guide, baby kidnapper causes stir in court. Also, RTI bill passed after 20 years. We also have Anas boy killer grabbed. Then lastly, UNOPS rolls out $150 billion affordable housing project. And finally, Woyome thrown out again.
Thanks, guys. Malik, we want the police to work hard, but sometimes we cripple their work.
Absolutely, and this is a very heartbreaking story, Daniel. You have no idea how many people are calling the police and calling them without justifiable reason for doing so. Now, these are the numbers, and the numbers are heart-wrenching. 750,500 calls, Daniel. 750,500 calls made to the police emergency command centers in 3 parts of the country: Tamale, Accra, Kumasi. 750,500 calls made between midnight of January 1 to midnight of March 27 were all prank calls. 750,000. Now, a total of 761,101 calls were made within this period. 761,101. Out of that, 751,217 were prank calls. Only 9,884 calls were genuine calls. What do these people who make these prank calls, what do they do? According to the managers of the police emergency command centers, people call the police just to insult them. Some call to demand mobile phone credit. Others call to make fun of the police. Others claim that usually it is their child who makes the calls. And the numbers are staggering. 761,000. Only 9,000 of the 761,000 are genuine calls.
Look, we have to be serious as a country. As a people, we have to be serious about our security. And it means that every 77 calls that are made, one is an actual emergency.
Yes.
You have to make 77 calls. What? Oh, goodness.
And imagine the things they even call to say. Call to demand credit, or call to insult the police, or call to make fun of them. And you have such large numbers of people. And then remember that the figures I've given are not figures for a year. These are figures for January and March. January to March. January 1 to March 27. Less than 3 months. And if in less than 3 months, 751,000 Ghanaians believe that the way to spend their time is to call the police emergency command centers and make fun of them, demand credit or insult the police, then we have a big problem on our hands. IGP says that this creates huge problems for the police because usually when these prank calls are made, they are made at the expense of persons who may want to make genuine calls and report things happening to them to the police in order that the police can help them. And these persons are being crowded out by persons who are making prank calls. The numbers are staggering, and I think that all of us, those who make these calls must bow their heads in shame.
And the police could also begin tracing some of these people and criminalizing them.
Absolutely. So what they do is that usually when you make a prank call and it is detected, your number is blocked between the period of 1 hour to 24 hours. The number is blacklisted. You can make a call to the police again. That's what they do.
Yeah, but my point is that some of this, if you like, some of these mistakes, if I should put it that way, are very typical of public services. People can call and make fun. And I think our police service should have a big heart. They should be able to accommodate. They should see it as part of the job.
1 in 77.
What I'm saying is that we need to have a certain level of...
In 3 months,
1 in 77. Every 77. Imagine, Achina, you go to work.
As a public officer...
And you receive 77 phone calls.
And
I'm
only
telling
one.
you, give me credit.
I'm not justifying it, but in our quest to build democracy, a sustainable one, public officers need to have bigger hearts.
What about the responsibility of the citizens?
Their endurance level need to be strong.
What about the responsibility of the citizen?
No, you see, we are moving from this subject, but we are not saying they should break the law. But please, the Ghanaian people, let's be serious. We can't keep joking with our own security. This is people calling to joke. We can't be jokers, please.
The democracy is for the educated, the non-educated. I'm saying that in the process, you will have some of these things. What we need to do is to have a heart that is able to accommodate all.
But what the police does is blacklist the number between 1 hour and 24 hours, and afterwards the number can call again.
Malik,
so that's not high-handed, if you ask me.
Let's move on this subject.
Okay.
The Attorney General is defending government's inability to prosecute Kwesi Nyantakyi.
Sure. The Attorney General has been accused of pussyfooting in the case of prosecuting Mr. Nyantakyi. We know that this story is on the back of the number 12 investigation by ACE investigative journalist Arimu Yao Anas. In that investigation, we all know that he has investigated into corruption involving football across Africa, Ghana, and also the world. We know that FIFA so far has taken some decision that has banned Mr. Nyantakyi from being football administrator for life. But if you come home here in Ghana, we've not seen any action. The Attorney General is explaining that it's not deliberate. Actually, it's because Anas and his team are delaying, or if you like, are not forthcoming in giving them all the information that they require to be able to proceed with their investigation and possible prosecution. We also know that Anas started online petition.
An online petition.
Yes, which was aimed at piling pressure on these public authorities. The good news, though, is that the Daily Guide this morning has reported that one person is currently in BNI cell, and they believe that he is a prime suspect involving the killing of Ahmed Hussein Swali. Though it's not directly involved in the prosecution of Nyantakyi, but it has something to do with it, as Ahmed Hussein Swali was part of the investigation, or if you like, one of the key people who got involved in that investigation.
From Nyantakyi to Woyomi, Malik.
Yes, so Woyomi suffered another loss in the Supreme Court yesterday, and he had brought a review application to the court. And this review application was because a sole judge who presided on one of the cases that was brought by Woyomi ruled against them. In fact, there was an objection which was raised by Woyomi's lawyer, and this objection was in respect of a case which has been brought by the receivers of UT Bank. Now, there was a property which is owned by two properties owned by Woyomi, and these properties were about to be auctioned by the state to defray 1.2 million of the 52 or 51.2 million that Woyomi owed the state. Now, UT Bank said that those properties were owned by them and that they were not owned by Woyomi, and therefore the state could not auction them. This matter went to court. Woyomi's lawyer raised an objection asking that the matter should be sent to the High Court. That objection was ruled upon by Justice Anthony Benin. When Justice Anthony Benin refused that objection or ruled against the objection or declined it, the matter went back to the court. The judgment was given. Woyomi is unhappy with that judgment. He went back to the Supreme Court with a review application. Yesterday, 3 judges presiding over that application ruled against him. You have to remember, because a single judge took the decision and he went back for a review application, with the review application, 3 judges have to sit on the decision which was taken by a sole judge, and the 3 judges threw out his case.
So a bit of education. What does this mean now for Woyomi's case?
Yes, so what that means is that the processes relating to the auctioning of that house will continue.
Okay. So he can't go back for any other reviews or any.
No. That case is closed.
He's gotten to the end.
That aspect of it, the case is closed. Once you've gone for review and you are done, that's it. You know that at the Supreme Court, usually you can't go for an appeal because it is the highest court, is the topmost. So when a decision is taken, the only way you can have a decision reviewed or reversed is to go for review, not an appeal. So he's gone for review. And again,
he's been thrown out again.
Thank
you very much. But from the Supreme Court in Accra, Achana, let's go to the court in Takoradi.
Sure, that's the Harbour Court. We know this involves the story of the baby thief. Yesterday, Mausi Rose Fiaku and the boyfriend Lawson Ladi caused drama in the Harbour Court. Apparently, we know that she has stolen the baby from Takoradi Market Circle. Now, it's emerging the motive behind her action. It looks as if she told the husband or the boyfriend actually that she had given birth. The boyfriend keeps coming home and traveling. He is not permanently living with her. So the boyfriend was under the impression that the girlfriend had given birth to a baby boy. So when the boyfriend came to town and wanted to get the son, wanted to meet the son and fraternize with this son, there was no son. Apparently, Mausi during the pregnancy, if it is so, had miscarriage. So she didn't have any baby to show. So in her quest to present this son to the boyfriend, she had to engage in some form of theft.
Because the boy was remitting her.
Exactly, thinking that I have a son back home, so we need to take care of this son. And the Mausi collected all this money, if the story being told is anything to go by. So here it is, Mausi has pleaded guilty to the charge of stealing and stealing, and there's a large charge, stealing and planning to commit crime. Is that how they call it?
Conspiracy.
Lawyer staff.
You tell me, stealing and what? Conspiring to commit crime.
Conspiracy to commit crime.
Yes, conspiracy to commit crime. So these are the two charges. But the husband pleaded not guilty because he feels that he was deceived by the woman into believing that the son was his biological son.
That's his lawyer's arguments in court.
And I was so interested when I was listening to his, because his lawyer was saying, look, this boy is just a stupid boy who, out of his own foolishness, decided to believe this girl, and you can't punish him for being silly. And apparently he was presented another baby at a point, because he came once, the girl borrowed a baby and came to show it to him. This time when he came back, allegedly the girl stole the baby, and the boy named him, Latte Lawson named him Ibrahim. Yes. And he was showing him off as his son for a number of days until this baby was found by law enforcement.
Yeah, but truly, what happened to Mr. Lawson Latte can happen to any man. It is said that women are the only people who truly know the fathers of their children. It can happen
or
to
if
anybody.
they have children at all.
So basically, this is the new turn to this particular development.
Interesting turn of events there, Malik. But let's go to Cape Coast, not too far from Takoradi.
Yes, so Cape Coast Hospital, the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, is in distress and has sent SOS calls to the National Health Insurance Authority to bail them out, to pay their indebtedness, which currently stands at 6.17 million Ghana cedis to the hospital. And this amount represents services that the hospital rendered to persons holding National Health Insurance Scheme cards. And this also was for the period for last year, 8 months in last year, ending in December last year. And after they have delivered all of this service and have sent their claims to the National Health Insurance Authority, the authority has not been able to pay them. And the hospital is reeling under really intense pressure in raising money to continue to provide services. The chief executive of the hospital, Eric Kofi Njedu, sent a distress letter to the Health Insurance Authority asking that this money be paid. The acting chief executive of the Health Insurance Authority, Dr. Lydia Janiselby, acknowledged receipt of the letter, but said that they are expecting some money. When that money does come, they will make all the payment that they are expected to make. And she explained that the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital sends at least 750,000 monthly claims to the authority. And that's huge. But of course, that represents services that they render. If the hospital is unable to get this money to pay its people, it's not going to be able to continue to provide services, because some of the persons who have supplied things, medications, stuff to the hospital, are no longer willing to supply to the hospital because they have all this outstanding payment the hospital has not made on account of the inability or the failure of the Health Insurance Authority to pay them. So ordinary citizens with NHIS cards.
Health insurance coming up again. And this is the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, one of the major referral centers in Cape Coast. It's a teaching hospital that trains doctors. I wonder what's that hospital we covered last year in Bandai, how that hospital would be faring in these times if this is the state of Cape Coast Teaching Hospital.
Yeah, so in the letter that he sent, which was dated March 11, he said the letter was actually titled Distress Call for Payment of Claims. In that letter, he said that as of close of the year, our indebtedness for supplies amounted to 5.8 million. Our inability to secure the needed supplies, you will agree with us, will ultimately affect the delivery of quality healthcare services, a goal we are all aiming to achieve.
This is a big issue. The NHI needs to speak to this and needs to speak to it immediately.
Yeah, Dr. Janiselby says they are expecting some money, which will come very soon, and so they will settle this indebtedness.
Let's see. We'll be following that to find out. But back to Accra, Achena. And yesterday, I was standing at a rooftop in Adabraka, and I saw a pillar of smoke.
Yeah.
The person who showed it to me said that there is perpetual smoke rising out of Old Fadama at every point that he sees it.
Yes. And Daniel, you should remember the conversation you had on the morning show where we were told that breast milk actually is causing cancer. and this is because inhabitants or people who live around Agboboloshi, where it's termed Old Fadama, they inhale this smoke as you just described it, and nursing mothers who also take in this smoke coming from debris of scrap metals being burnt continually at this site.
Toxic waste.
Even as they inhale it, the children who suck breast milk from these mothers automatically get these metals into their system. The good news, though, is that the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology and the government of Germany are actually collaborating to set up a center that will train about 20,000 youth from this particular site to be able to do what they do at this particular center more professionally and more technically. It is hoped that when this is done, many more of this waste will actually be reduced. The danger, though, is that the last time we had this conversation on the morning show, the Ghana Health Service Directorate actually said that it is not a question of just the health service. They have come out with their findings, but it is also left for other agencies such as the AMA, such as the EPA, and now we see that they are helping to get them to do it properly.
But
to take action so that we will not be experiencing what we're going through.
We also found the last time we had this conversation that an ultra-modern facility is supposed to have been constructed at Old Fadama. It was actually, the model was actually outdoored by the president somewhere last year. Until date, we have not seen any such action. You should see the smoke perpetually rising.
Yeah.
It's like it never,
in
ever
the city
ends.
center.
In the city center, it's more dangerous than we
But
think.
the good news is that this one, the training center, has been inaugurated. So there's a center, and it is hoped that they're going to teach them better means of recycling this particular
It is
waste.
our hope as well that
Sure.
government will keep to its word.
But Daniel, you know where the problem lies?
Yes.
If women who breastfeed children, the children suffer cancer on the back of the breast milk that they take from their mothers. Imagine the young men who are doing the burning themselves, what they are exposed to, and the risks thereof. Let's do this one. The use of office hours to post selfies. This is and chat on social media. The head of the local government service, Dr. Nanatu Arthur, is warning staff of metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies, that's MMDAs, to desist from using official working hours to post selfies and chat on social media. He said, Daniel, let me quote him, "You come to the office and even and even though you have been assigned work to do, you are always on your phone doing social media. The selfies must stop. There is time for everything. Let's have time for the office work."
It sounds like a hashtag, selfies must stop.
So Nana Atuata is saying people spend too much time doing selfies and chatting on social media. That must stop.
But it's serious. It's serious. You know what? The average young millennial, studies have shown, checks his phone every 1.5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Every 1.5 minutes. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes I even realize that I'm sitting at my desk, I'm working, and I get the impulse to check my phone. I do a couple of times, but then if you are focused and you're trying to do something, I mean, you would have to. So please,
I just felt a beep on my phone. I was going to check it, and I remember.
Don't. So, Achina, finally, Mrs. Baumia has been speaking about female entrepreneurship.
Sure, on the back of a World Bank report that has unraveled the multiple challenges female entrepreneurs face, it is being urged that a lot of concerted efforts should be put in place to ensure that government targets specific programs to make sure that female entrepreneurs are able to flourish in their areas of endeavor.
Thanks a lot, guys, and we're going online straight now. And the online news review is brought to you by Zenith Bank in your best interest and GOIL Good Energy. Now, GOIL, your multiple CIMG award winner and #1 OMC, salutes all Ghanaians as we celebrate our proud history and heritage. Your freedom comes with choosing GOIL, so just continue to patronize our quality fuel, superior lubricants, reliable gas supplies, and other trusted services, and you will feel the good energy. Together with you, our customers, we have supported the nation, and together with you, we will continue the partnership to grow our economy. Be a patriot every day. Buy Ghana. Buy Goil. Let's go Ghana. Goil, good energy. Goil, Yenara Yedia. Now, the Zenith Health Walk is back again. It's happening on Saturday, March 30, 2019 at the Zenith Bank head office located on the Independence Avenue. Time is 6 a.m. prompt. Don't be left out. Join customers and staff for a good dose of exercise and lots of fun. Remember, it's the Zenith Health Walk happening at 6 a.m. prompt on Saturday, March 30, 2019 at Zenith Bank head office. Save the date. See you there. Zenith Bank, in your best interests. MyJOyOnline.com is where we begin. Central region. In the central region, there's an MP appealing for public support after a rainstorm has rendered hundreds homeless, and that MP is Bright Rekubrobe of Chifu Himine Lower Denchra. There was a heavy downpour last Sunday, and at least 21 persons were injured. Many school buildings were destroyed in the 30-minute rainstorm. Wow. People need help indeed. The BBC.com has an update of a story that broke in December. 2 people have been charged. Guys, do you remember those 2 British girls who were allegedly assaulted?
Which Enimwa is very concerned about.
Yeah. So police in the UK have said that Ishmael Achene, who is 34, have been charged by Ghanaian police with 14 counts of robberies on the BBC.com. 1 count of rape, 1 count of conspiracy to rape, and a number of other counts. The other suspect is Daniel Apan, who is 29. He is Nigerian. He's also facing 14 counts of robbery, among other charges. So some updates on that story. A woman has given birth to twins with different dads after cheating on her husband. Wonders will never end. This happened to a woman in China. Twins with different dads. Interesting. Okay, we're going to take these important messages. We'll be right back.
As an executive